Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We're about to dive into an incredibly fascinating story about Earth, the shared home of all humanity. Picture this for a moment. Earth is like a massive, self-sustaining ship sailing through the vast, boundless ocean of the universe. On this ship, you'll find everything we know, from lush green grass and vibrant flowers to birds soaring across the sky, fish swimming in the oceans, even tiny bacteria invisible to the naked eye, and of course, us, humans. Every living thing on this planet is aboard this vessel, drifting together. But here's the kicker. Beyond Earth, we don't have any lifeboats, no backup ships, nothing. The universe out there is like an endless sea, and if something goes wrong with our Earth ship, there's nowhere else for us to go. Have you ever thought about that? We're living on this one-of-a-kind planet, our only home, and everything we do affects this ship. Earth isn't just any ordinary planet. It's like a closed ecosystem, a natural machine with its own cycles and rules. Water flows from rivers to the sea, evaporates into clouds, then falls as rain to nourish plants and animals. The sun shines down, powering photosynthesis in plants to produce the oxygen we breathe. It all works together perfectly, like a system designed with precision. But here's the interesting part. We humans, with our incredible advancements, have changed that machine. For millions of years, Earth followed natural cycles that spanned hundreds of thousands of years. But in just a few recent centuries, we've sped everything up like never before. The global population has soared past 8 billion people, a staggering number compared to 1750, when there were only about 800 million of us. That growth came with industrial revolutions, from the invention of the steam engine to electricity and today's cutting-edge tech. We've mined fossil fuels, coal, oil, natural gas, at breakneck speed. And the result? Earth is heating up. Natural disasters are intensifying, and the environment is crying out for help. The storms on our Earth ship are stronger than ever. Floods, droughts, wildfires, they're hitting harder and more frequently. But the sad truth is, we, the ones steering this ship, don't seem fully equipped to control it. Animal and plant species are disappearing at an alarming rate. The air is getting harder to breathe. So, here's the big question. Are we on the right path? Is focusing on economic growth, building skyscrapers, and mass-producing goods a smart choice when the cost is our shared home? Let's put ourselves in a real scenario. Imagine you're the breadwinner of your family, and you have to choose between protecting the environment, say, cutting back on electricity or fuel, or making enough money to feed your loved ones. What would you pick? Most of us would say, family comes first. That's totally understandable. Who wouldn't want their loved ones safe and well-fed? But zoom out to a national level. Governments do the same thing. They prioritize their country's interests. Economic growth, jobs for citizens, a strong defense, and the good of all humanity? Well, it often takes a backseat. This Earth ship belongs to all of us. But every person, every nation, is busy reinforcing their own cabin. We build walls, hoard resources, advance technology, but if the ship springs a leak, no one escapes. I once read a great quote. We're all the same. No matter where you live or what language you speak, you want a safe life, a warm home. Just like anyone else on this planet. So why aren't we working together to protect our shared home? Fun fact, over a century ago, people were actually thrilled when Earth started warming up. Back in the late 19th century, folks were terrified of a mini ice age that could freeze everything, ruin crops, and threaten life. So when temperatures rose, they thought, oh awesome, warmer is better. But then things flipped. By the 1980s, that excitement turned to worry. We realized this warming wasn't natural. It was our doing. In 1988, the United Nations and the World Meteorological Organization set up a special group called the IPCC to study climate change. They started charting data, and the findings were mind-blowing. Since 1880, Earth's surface temperature has been climbing steadily, while the sunlight we get from the sun fluctuates in 11-year cycles. That proves the sun isn't the main culprit. So who is? It's us. Humans, with our greenhouse gases, pumping CO2 into the air from burning fossil fuels and chopping down forests. Science shows Earth's climate naturally shifts every 100,000 years because its axis tilts between 21.5 and 24.5 degrees. That tilt lets the Arctic get more sunlight, melting ice and raising temperatures by about 1 degree Celsius every 1,000 years. But now, in less than 100 years, we've jacked it up by 1 degree Celsius, and the pace is only getting faster. Greenhouse gases have turbocharged this warming, making it 10 times quicker than nature intended. Today, Earth's temperature is up 1.5 degrees Celsius since 1880. CO2 in the atmosphere has hit 414 parts per million, the highest in 650 million years. Oceans are soaking up over 2 billion tons of CO2 annually, making their surface 30% more acidic. Arctic ice is shrinking by 12.85% per decade, while Antarctica and Greenland lose 426 million tons of ice each year. Sea levels have risen 20 centimeters in the past century, and if Greenland melts completely, they could surge another 5 to 7 meters, flooding places like Southeast Asia. Disasters are getting fiercer, the air's getting stuffier, and we're wrecking our own future. If we don't act by 2100, temperatures could climb 4 to 5 degrees Celsius, with the Arctic spiking 11 degrees, and sea levels rising 0.3 to 2.4 meters. Storms will rage harder, droughts and floods will get extreme, wildfires will flare up more often, species will lose habitats, and humans will face more diseases, famines, even wars. In 2019-2020, Earth saw unprecedented changes: a global pandemic, massive wildfires in Brazil and Australia, oddly colored snow in Antarctica, and a record-breaking 40 degrees Celsius in Siberia. Things are worsening, so what do we do? Cutting emissions and saving the environment is this century's biggest mission. But it's pointless if nations don't team up. We're nearly a quarter through the 21st century, yet war, hunger, and geopolitical tensions still threaten humanity's survival. Back in 2004-2005, people hoped that by 2020-2025, fossil fuels would be phased out, limiting warming to 1.8 to 2 degrees Celsius. Reality check? In 2018, the world burned through 36.4 billion barrels of oil, and that number's still climbing, especially in the US, China, and India. The population's set to hit 10 billion by 2050, and fossil fuels come at a steep price, our planet's future. The recent pandemic taught us something. When humans paused, Earth bounced back. The ozone hole nearly healed, emissions plummeted, and people in India saw the Himalayas for the first time in 30 years. If we stop wrecking it, the planet can heal itself. Meanwhile, we're eyeing the cosmos. Mars, orbiting the Sun every 687 days and nearing Earth every 26 months at 55 million kilometers, is a hot target. In 2020, NASA launched Perseverance, the UAE sent Hope, and China fired up Tianwen-1, all to probe the red planet. These missions aren't just science, they're a glimmer of hope for an escape if Earth can't hold us anymore. But is that the answer? Or should we save this ship first? Thanks for watching.